Hello, my reader friends. For today's Read Aloud, we will be reading Last Stop on Market Street. Words by Matt de la Peña, pictures by Christian Robinson. But before we get started with their story, I would like you to look at the illustrations of the front cover. What do you see? What do you think the story will be about? Who may that little boy or that lady be that are standing at the bus stop? Throughout the story, there will be several vocabulary words that you may not be too familiar with. But hey friends, don't worry, I will help you define them. Also, keep an eye out for theme. Themes is a main idea or the meaning of the story. A theme is much bigger than the story. It's a lesson not just for the characters in the story, but also for everyone that is reading it. Last Stop on Market Street. Words by Matt de la Peña, pictures by Christian Robinson. Okay, let's get started. Such a beautiful neighborhood. Look at all those colors and illustrations. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain. Which? Oh, I see one word that you may not be familiar with, which is freckled. Freckle means small spots. Let's go back to our reading. Which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through the straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" As you may notice, there was the word patter. Patter means a repeated light tap. "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and an old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the door swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar, and an old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." Oh, I see another word. Lurch. Lurch means there is an unexpected movement. "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglasses man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. Why do you think CJ is so upset? A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." What do you think "some people watch the world with their ears" means? There is so many different people on this bus. Just look at them. "That's a fact. Their noses too," the man said, sniffling at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You got the real thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song? CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered, I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. Go ahead, close your eyes for just a moment. Oh, wow, look at those colors. Such pretty illustrations. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw the sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. That was such a nice gesture of CJ, right? Let's stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. Wow, look at this neighborhood. It doesn't look that nice anymore. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti tagged windows and boarded up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. What do you think Nana meant when she told CJ that sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, you're a better witness for what's beautiful? CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. Oh look, there is our last word, arcing. Arcing means an electric arc. In other words, a beautiful rainbow. Look at this. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamp still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadow moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, Me too, CJ. Now, come on. Now, readers, let's pause and reflect on the story. Why was CJ upset throughout the story? Do you think CJ's attitude changed at the end of the story? Now, please turn to your e-journals and write your responses. The end.